All right, YouTube. So today I'm gonna change the fuel water separator, or the fuel filter housing on that thing. A 2016 Ram EcoDiesel. Been having some problems with a check engine light. There's a sensor in here, and the sensor has gone bad, but you got to replace the whole housing. So I'm going to replace the whole housing. So I got this part right here from eBay, and it was made right here in the good old US of A. Nope. No, it wasn't. It's from China. So, but anywho, I got my tools out and ready to go. And we're gonna get under here, and I'll show you where it's at and what we gotta do to get it off here in just a second. Okay, so I'm under the truck. I got underneath on the driver's side toward the rear. That's the rear axle. Okay. And that's the fuel tank. That's the drive shaft. So that give you kind of an idea of where I'm at. And this is the fuel filter, fuel water separator, fuel filter housing. And so this is the thing we're gonna replace. Okay, so it looks like there's two nuts right here. And then that should free that up and it should come right off. This should be pretty simple. It really should. It should just be two nuts and a plug. So I'm gonna grab my tools, and this is probably a 8mm, it feels like. So we'll see if that's true, and I'll check back in and show you. All right, so it's a 10mm socket. I should have known. Everything's 10 or 13. So I've got my little socket wrench up here, and I'm reaching the far one first, and then I'll get that off, and then I'll get this close one here. Okay, those came off pretty easily. Set those aside, and you see this pops right off there. And so we'll disconnect the fuel lines. We got two fuel lines, an innie and an outie. And then we'll unclip this bad boy right here. So this is challenging to get this little clip out. So I actually unclipped this one first from up here. That was much easier. Has a little tab right there that I could depress. And then I can just unhook these fuel lines, and then I'll take this over to my workbench, and I'll be able to carefully be able to figure out how to pull this plug out a little more. It's just kind of jammed with dirt and whatnot. So you've got to take these little clips off next, okay? And be careful, go slow. These are somewhat fragile, so just go slow. And then after you unclip one, just set it back on there so you know which color is which, and you don't get those mixed up. Okay. All right, so I'm back top side here. Got the old one out. Set it beside the new one, you know, because you never know. And yeah, looks pretty good. Looks like it's the same part, so that's good. So I'm gonna get this clip off. I don't know if I can set my phone where you can see, but I'll show you how to do it regardless here in just a second. Okay, so it looks like the deal with this clip is you've got to lift up on this here, and once you lift up on that tab there, see how that just all kind of comes off? So, oops, sorry. Woo! My bad. It's gonna be janky. There we go. Now we got that off, so don't throw that away. We need that part. Okay. There we go. You're gonna spill a little diesel fluid out, but that's okay. I love the smell of diesel, so I ain't worried about that at all. So I'm gonna set that aside. And I'm just gonna start hooking up the new one. So I went through and I cleaned up the electrical connections here because the problem was 100% electrical and not mechanical at all. So I just wanted to make sure these electrical connections were cleaned up when I put them back on there. You'll notice on this one that I ordered some differences here. Is this top has this screw in the top. This one's got a nut on it and a little thumb screw that goes in there that I'll put back in here in a second. I just wanted to see what was going on here. And the stock one that came with the truck comes off with this fuel filter wrench. The other one has got this big nut on the top, and so I, of course, got a specialty tool. The channel locks. Not so much a specialty tool and not really the right thing to do, but they worked. So I'm gonna get that opened up and get the new fuel filter and gasket put in there. Okay. Holy cow, it did not say that the fuel filter was included. Look at that. I bought one. Look at that. It included one. It didn't say that in the listing. Of course, the listing was in very broken English, but whatever. That's a good surprise. I like that. So I'm gonna screw that back down, get it tight, and I'm gonna put that thumb screw back in the top. Under the truck here, and I just wanted to show you that I don't have a lift. I don't have the truck jacked up or on jack stands or anything. There is plenty of room under here for this repair. See, I can actually almost sit up in here, which is kind of nice, and work on this thing. So if you don't have a lift and you're worried about don't worry about it. You don't even have to jack it up. Just crawl under here and get to work. So here's kind of a pain in the butt. The way they made it doesn't quite fit. You see these triangular supports here. Keep it from going on. Kind of goes on. They actually looks like they made this. So that was kind of annoying. I took the cutoff tool and tried to carefully cut those off. The original one had one right in the middle, and it was meant to go in that little gap right there. So I had to modify it, and now it goes on. Now it goes on. See, so I'm gonna tighten that up and then hook it all up. Also, another odd thing is the red is over here, but the red cap on the new one is on the other side. So I don't know what's up with that. But this is what happens when you order parts from China for a fifth of the cost of the Mopar part. Okay, I got the blue thingy and the red thingy hooked back up. And I'm gonna try to ignore for now that those were reversed, because those little caps, because I just don't think that means anything. So I'm also a little concerned about this little deal. So we're gonna see if diesel starts pouring out of here. I'm a little worried about that. So I primed it. You can hear it. So far, so good. What I mean by priming it is you go turn on the put the car on run, put the truck in run mode, not accessory, but run without starting it. And then you'll hear that pump priming. And that'll prime that new dry filter. And then you can go start it. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's see. Beautiful. Oh my God, I just hit my head on something sharp. Whew, okay. Well, I was worried about that thing. It's fine. It's not leaking. Even though I had to modify that deal, it's on secure. Everything's tight. So, all good. The fan kicked in. That's not a good sign. Okay. Just taking it for a little testy drive. The check engine light is not on, which is super. But the fan is still blowing real hard, which was a symptom of the initial problem. I'll be quiet, you can hear it probably. Hear that drone sound, shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. So hopefully that'll go away when my truck realizes that I fixed it finally. I've been dealing with this for a long time. So the problem was a P0183 code causing the check engine light to come on. And what that is it's a fuel temperature high voltage reading. So it's not that the fuel temp is high, it's that the voltage is high, and which indicates a bad sensor typically. And so unfortunately that sensor is part of that fuel housing, so you can't just swap out the sensor, you have to swap out the housing. So anywho, so far so good. Looks like that it did the trick. So I'll give an update if I find out that it didn't do the trick. So I'm gonna see what's going on here using Alpha OBD, which is an Android thing. Okay, yeah, that fault is still there. Warning lamp's not requested. I'm wondering if it'll take a little while for it to work itself out and realize that there's not a problem anymore. I hope so. So yeah, I may post a little update if and when it works or doesn't work completely. So I hope this video helped you if you're having this problem with your EcoDiesel truck. If you're getting that P0183 check engine light, then maybe you can do this little repair and it'll help you out. Hope so. Like and follow me for more EcoDiesel fun.